So the gentleman that social media, as I said a few days back, I think about 5 days back, I spoke about TikTok finding a gentleman that they were like, aren't you Eliot? Now, bear in mind, if you check his profile, it was actually him that actually brought this thing up. It might have been there in the other comments before he made a video about it, but majority of the comments were not about that. The majority of the comments around his videos, like his older videos, they were not pertaining this Eliot thing. The majority of the videos were just people that liked him and his humor and all that entire jazz. Now, he now made a video now saying, people should stop saying that he's Eliot and the whole nine jazz never died, the mandem na na da da da. This is the video.
Hi, what's up with all this craziness that's going on online? People tagging me left, right, and center. Are you Eliot? Are you Eliot? Are you Eliot? I'm not Eliot. I'm not Eliot. And you can definitely see that maybe we might have some similarities, but you can definitely see that we are not the same person. And instead of you watching a TikTok video that's fast forwarded and engineered into making people believe a certain narrative, why don't you just go on YouTube and watch full videos? It's as easy as that. Stop tagging me in those pictures. It's very insensitive. It's very bad for my mental health. And imagine waking up and people are just tagging you into such comments. I've never been to these crazy miracle churches before. I don't even know that pastor. And yeah, just stop tagging me into those things. I'm not Eliot. I've never died before. I've never been into a casket before, or whatever it's called. And Eliot surely doesn't have my English nose, as you can see, something that I pride myself with. So please, guys, please, let's be sensitive, Stop doing that. Stop taking me into that. If you guys are just looking for something to pay attention to, you can do that without taking me into those things. Okay.
That's what he says. Now, was I saying that I think he's the one? I was saying by the features, they look very similar. And also, they like the same haircut. It's even his profile picture. The same hairstyle that Eliot had and whatnot at the whole 9 yards. He played into it. And if you even check, like his earlier videos, they would get views and stuff. But when he played into this thing, that's when he got his first over 500,000 views video. And he knows this thing because he's been playing at this. Now, as I'm making this video, he's made 2 videos eating 2 different rice meals, wearing white with gloves like Eliot. Like he's still playing the character, even as he denies it. He denies that he's been playing into it. Now, this kind of reminded me of another story, actually, that's been trending in South Africa. In South Africa, there's this podcast called Podcast and Chill by McG. There is another sub-podcast under the McG podcast. And they talk about piano music or something like that. So if you're into music, probably that's the podcast you would know. And so recently they got into this discussion about talking about this guy by the name of Reason. Is a rapper, a very good rapper at that. So, and they started talking about comparing his current girlfriend with the previous one and whatnot and stuff like that. And I want to show this idea of people just pandering for the clicks without thinking about what they are saying pertaining those particular individuals. So Reason was not having any of that. He recently went there and he checked them. So he then went and he asked them, what was the point of you saying these things when you were trying to make an equivalent value, trying to bring up some type of equivalent value? Like, why would you do that? And the other guy, because he's so used to saying things for clicks, he doesn't even understand. Humans have value. Humans have value. Because you think this person is more beautiful or what, that other person that you think is less beautiful, it's still a human being that has value. It's very devaluing for you to just sit there on a public podcast where people are watching you and you talk utter nonsense like that. Dude, he was talking nonsense. That kid was talking nonsense. I've heard him talk nonsense before, and I remember even Skim GP he was like, what? Because he once made a video about Skim GP, and Skim GP was like, what's this kid talking about? What are you talking about? A lot of social media people have just gotten used to just saying things without understanding how it reflects on things. And that's exactly what happened in that. And Reason went there and he had to check them. Like, think before you talk. You're talking about a human being here, and you are trying to derive some type of value. If that's the case in your head, stop it. It's ridiculous. It's the worst way of actually looking at people that you value. I was in a situation where I had to bring this particular, very same idea to say, I'm a human being, I have value. You don't like and you don't value people like that, get away from me. I don't want people like you next to me. I am a human being and I have value. I'm not a toy you make jokes about and clown and get your validation using. I'm a human being, I have value. So I'm a Christian, because Christianity reflects those values. You go into Indian based religions, you'll find this value does not translate. That's why they have this whole thing of castes, the caste system in India and all those kind of things. Why? Value. Humans have value. That value doesn't get translated, and that's what he was bringing up. Now, Mr. Eliot here, as we were saying, try to bring up this particular argument, it's very disrespectful. And I'm like, wait a minute.
It's as easy as that. Stop tagging me in those pictures. It's very insensitive. It's very bad for my mental health. And imagine waking up and people are just tagging you into such comments. I've never been to these crazy miracle churches before. I don't even know that pastor. And just stop tagging me into those things. I'm not Eliot. I've never died before.
So now you want to tell us what is disrespectful? We did not bring that up. You did. And even after making this video where you are saying that you are not, people should stop using that, you still made 2 videos pandering to that idea, trying to get clicks from it. The same way these guys spoke just for the clicks. You too are also speaking for the clicks. And now you want to come back here and tell us about what is disrespectful? Mr. I am Eliot, you did 2 videos with 2 different rice courses, pandering to the same idea. And then you want to turn around and blame us. No, you people. You're the one who was pandering, saying, no, I know we might have the same features, but I am not him. I've never woken up in an oven. But why did you keep pandering to it? This was not a thing until you pandered to it. I didn't even see this thing until you pandered to it. I'm not a TikTok person. I can't tell you how to find a video on TikTok. I don't even know how people find videos on TikTok. That 5 minutes that I choose to go in because I keep getting notifications to kind of like wipe off those notifications, those are the times when I actually do see some of these videos. I am not a TikTok person. I don't spend more than 20 minutes on that platform. It's just a little bit too noisy for me. It's just a little bit too much. And so I don't spend too much time. But I still saw your video. So for you to imply it's us while you are still trying to get clicks. You're still trying to get validation over the story, and then you want to blame us for saying, no, it's disrespectful. You didn't think about that in your own case. You doing that. I wanted to make this video just to remind, wait a minute. Do we realize when we say things like the words mean things? When you say something, it actually means something. And so to hear him saying that, okay, fine, you are not. Why do you keep pandering to it? Why did you make videos? Why did you make 2 videos, 2 extra videos on top of that, still pandering to it? You even made the effort to create 2 different rice meals to pander to it. It's ridiculous out here. Structure show, the daily Christian commentary videos. If it's the first time over here, sure, check out the other videos that are down in the pinned comments. I'm gonna check you out over there.